Alright, so let's say if you're just sitting somewhere idle and your management comes to you and say, hey, let's start a project. So I just want to practice a WBS right away with you. So let's say my manager comes to me and say, let's start a project. So let's say a project, we can talk about software management or software project, building an application, right? So an easy way is that you need to know, as in the project management, the structure of WBS. So I will start with, this is my project, so I'll call it software, all right, whatever that is. And then you need to think about how many phases you have, right? So let's say my first of the phase, or one of my earlier phases, is going to be, let's say my initial look, right? So that I can call it, let's say, design. Okay, so how it looks like. So that is going to be design. And after that, we are going to develop the application. So my second round could be development, right? So develop, and then of course my third round is going to be testing, and then finally I can do my launch. So I'm going to have these 4 phases, and again you can have more phases, all right, if you want. I'm just quickly thinking. So right away on your piece of paper, you can do it on your notebook, right? So with the pen, just draw your WBS, or you can do it on whiteboard. You can do it with the team in a brainstorming session. So it's up to you how you want to do it. So then further, I will take these phases. So then I take and break my phase into deliverables, let's say. So one of the deliverable is going to be, let's say, prototype. All right, and then again I can have part of the design is going to be, let's say, approvals. All right, so that could be another deliverable, right? So now under this you can have sub deliverables as well, whatever you want. So I'll further break it down, my prototype, into multiple work packages, right? So one of the work packages is collect requirements, or you can also call it requirements. All right, now for further these requirements, I will go and do activity number 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will do interview with my stakeholders. I will do document the scope. I will also prepare a project plan with deliverables. All right, so I can put up high-level deliverables. You remember, I can get this information from the project charter, and also based on my expertise, I know what kind of deliverables will be there in the project, so I can put up there. And then interview, document my scope, project plan with deliverables, and then of course we do some output options. All right, so that's just an idea that where I will be actually, based on the requirements, I will be giving or I will be collecting the information how the application should look like, what will be the output of this, what will be the interface. So based on how it look like, I can prepare the prototype. So based on these activities, you can go back. Now if you have to further divide, you can actually break this interview into 1, 2, 3, 4 sub activities. So now just to recap, that's my project. I have my phases. I can put up the numbers. So this is 1.0, that's 2.0, that's 3.0, and so forth. This is going to be 1.1, that's 1.2. This is 1.1.1, that's 1.1.2, and so forth. So this activity is 1.1.1.1. This is 1.1.1.1.1, and so forth, right? So now you need to link, remember, code accounts. So these IDs will be linked with the code account, so we know that if this activity has been paid, and we can sum up how much these sub activities are going to cost, all these activities going to cost, and then how much are these sub packages, work packages going to cost, what about the cost of these deliverables, how much each phase is going to cost. That way I can know the time and cost of my overall project. So I just want to give you an idea that if you just simply divide your activities like this. So now what I'm doing, I actually am creating multiple, or working on multiple processes at the same time. I create WBS, I define activities, I also sequence activities. So the way that I'm going to do interview is the first thing, then I will document the scope, then I will do project plan deliverables. So this is a sequence, right? And then further, if you want, you can also work out on your resources required. So I can even mention in the bracket that here is Adnan going to work on this / Ibrahim going to work on this. So now it's up to you how clean you want your WBS, how much detail you want to put in there. Now in application software that you use, it has limited option. But when you do it on paper, right, or when you do it on your table with the team, you can maybe add more information. You can also estimate the time. Like this activity is going to take, let's say, 2 hours and $200. So just like the WBS I have shown you as a sample, right now you're doing multiple processes at the same time. Estimate activity resource, estimate activity cost, estimate activity duration. This will help you to put up your proper schedule of the project. So you develop your schedule once you put everything in your MS project or whatever the tool you're using. And also it will help you to get your cost baseline, your resource estimation and your resources that you want, so you can work out on your resource assignments. So I hope that works well. Thank you. If you have questions, talk to me.